This episode of The Cut was filmed at the Men's Grooming Lounge.
Picture myself sometime all in Europe, I'm bucking up and thing, and maybe one of the singer them not dead there. And I have to, you understand, me have to jump in. I could give them something that show them say, me know that what this come.
And you could fill in at any point.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this one.
Give me something.
Yes. I'll be down by the river, yeah, waiting for the good Lord to pass my way.
One more time.
Oh, yeah, I'll be down by the river, yeah. Yes, sir. So it could have worked. It could have worked.
All right.
Now this is me in the future. Always want to prove a point. Now we're contemplating another junction in life. We live with our decisions. It all come down to choice. Hey. I made use of my opportunity. Now I'm where I wanna be.
Welcome back to The Cut, Season 3. I tell you, this season, you can't predict what is going to happen in the barbershop. Today, we have our first father and son duo. This family is reggae royalty. Grammy Award-winning singers, musicians, producers, long time, well overdue right now. And I'm happy to welcome the Morgan family, Jemere Morgan, and the great and legendary Gramps Morgan.
Manas.
The man that them are called the king of reggae, country reggae, that them say?
Yes, sir.
Are you that?
Yeah, it happened on the streets in Nashville, Tennessee.
Really?
And I said, what that? I say, hey, all right.
Yeah, no, watch you know. And people, don't get it twisted. Nobody now getting a haircut in the barbershop. The barbershop locked.
Yes.
The barbershop is closed. The man them just come to join the reasoning.
Yes,
you understand?
yeah,
even though them say you don't have to dread to do Rasta, right? And was that controversial when they did this say?
Very.
It was, don't it?
Very. Let me tell you something. I remember when it took off, rest in peace to Fatis Burrell and Exterminator family, but at the time, Sizzler hot like fire burned on the place.
Yeah.
And at the time, Morgan Heritage was touring in the Caribbean, and we got a call for Trinidad and Tobago from Fatis. Lauryn Hill just won 5 Grammys, and then they wanted to add 2 more artists from the Caribbean to the spice of the show. Sizzler was added and Morgan Heritage was added. Yeah. So during that whole tours, every island we go to, the man them have a fire bun where I say, hey, the island can't say them thing there, yeah. You have to put on your covenant, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, calm down. Yeah. It's not everyone you see with dreadlocks is a Rastafarian. Because you have people that are murderers, thief, Muslim, Buddhists, so you cannot use the dreadlocks to identify the fate of Rastafari. And that was the message when you say, you don't have to dread to be Rasta.
Yeah. It's a state of mind.
It's a state of mind.
A way of life.
And that's why we say divine conception of the heart. Because when we grew up in a 12 tribe with mananyam, bully beef, curry goat, white rice, and I'm talking about Rastafarians. You know? Really, yeah. So it comes to a point where we have to keep it real in such time. You know what I mean? Keep it 100. You know? So for me, it's like, I want to clarify all of them, those fibs, you know? Like, we're Rastas, but we're normal people too. You know? So Don't Have to Dread scenario was something that was a good time.
Well, thanks for coming out, guys. You know, it's the first time, as I said, I have a father and son duo. So like, you know him the best.
Give it up for that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real. And you know him so well. So I know this conversation I'm going to talk about music, life, love, relationships, everything in between. You know what I'm saying? I have a whole heap of questions because I'm a fan, you know what I mean? But before I even met you, I was a fan of the heritage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, for real. So, but really, I want to start from the beginning. For both of you, because your journey different from your journey, but I want to get some context of like family, growing up, what that was like for Gramps in the early days.
Growing up in Springfield, Massachusetts, we're born in Brooklyn, New York, of course. Man, But I was Jamaican, I get up to my parents, you know, Clarendon, Moko, Treadlight. Big up my grandfather, Cleveland Morgan, and my grandmother, Una Morgan, that instill culture. Because if we were raised on the moon, like some people ask me, say, yo, oh, you speak patois in Jamaica. You don't ask the Spanish that were there in New York, that was born in New York. You don't ask the Indian. You don't ask, that's my language.
Yeah.
So anywhere it goes, so it was a thing where my grandparents instilled that as Seventh-day Adventists, and I saw from that time we learned Christ. So when we come to Jamaica and start talking about Christ, it was like, whoa, at the time I think it was only really Garnet Silk and the Christian soldiers and Luciano was talking about that. They found us very strange, you know? And growing up with that sense of the richness of culture, you know? So no matter where we grew up, we would have been who we are today because of the parents and the substance of the parents. It's so important that when I grew up and, you know, we was all in the house. I mean, at the time, I think it was like 22 kids in the house. So no far we never born yet.
Hold up. We're not going to skip past that. 22 picnic underneath one roof?
One roof. It was a 3-floor house. One floor was we had a lot of bunk beds. That's the only way it could have worked. You know, a bunk bed, like one pan top, one pan lower level. Every room had a bunk bed. But it was such a beautiful thing that even it transpired, even when Margaret started to go on tour. And that's why it worked, because when you go on tour, you have to be able to sacrifice, you know, say, boy, you know, get your own room today. Now. It's the worst thing you can do to a Jamaican musician, say, you have to share a room with man. And you know, we start, no, sharing a room with no man.
So you did already know that sharing the resources to make it work.
And that made it work, you see? So when I share a room with Peter, my brethren, rest in peace, my brother. Peter was my brethren, that even when we started, you know, yesterday's price is not today's price. When the money went up, we're still in each other's room. The love come from the band. So me get my room. As a matter of fact, we got to a point where we get to our own suite. And man still, just the love and him.
Man.
So it's a thing where
the Gramps, there must have been sibling rivalry at points.
Oh yes.
Must have been.
Oh yes. Especially when it came to the dance contest. I have a brother named Shy Poo. He was the baddest dancer. So we had a Thanksgiving time, our family dinner, we would have a talent show. One time, I think Peter was Bobby Brown. Shy Poo from LMS was Michael Jackson. And then one of my sister was like 99, one of them rock band. And Shy Poo would win every dance. When he danced exactly like Michael Jackson. Incredible singer, incredible dancer.
Really?
So everybody used to be mad when Shy Poo win. It's like, yo, Shy Poo again. But he was that guy. He was that guy during the family talent show. And even there was a song produced by The Genius, a song called The Youth Them Share. So I was in Kingston and Mojo and Peter was at the family studio in St. Thomas putting on some last minute touches. So when you talk about sibling rivalry, so Peter go, yo, man, change the intro. I say, change it for what? And I say, that's choose now, that's easy now. Me walk out of the room and say, oh, go on here, man. And when them change it, I hated it. I just take myself away and just sit down. And sometimes you have to pull yourself away from yourself and from the art and let the universe manifest. And I fell in love with them. Say, yo, that wicked. So little things like that, and other than a man, I take too long in the bathroom. Man, I say, yo, I use the bathroom. There was no sibling rivalry.
Really, just one love, one unity.
To us, it was normal, like. But when we started to go to another world, a man start take woman and realize, say, we're strange.
Where do you them share? The one way till this side. Where do you them share? The one way loud the stuff.
You also born in New York?
Brooklyn. New York, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn boy.
Yeah, man.
Okay, and then did school in New York?
Yeah, I did school partly in Jamaica and then went back to New York and the school.
Oh, so you're a traveler?
That's a go for us.
So your mom is Jamaican?
No, she's from Belize.
Really?
Yeah, from Belize, yeah.
Okay, so you did what, like primary school in Jamaica?
Yeah, primary school and then come back to America and finish the rest of school.
That's at St. Thomas?
St. Thomas.
Okay, so by that time you guys were
living in Jamaica,
established and settled.
95.
From 95?
Yeah, man.
Okay, no, but I don't want to skip no chapter, because you moving from New York to Springfield, right?
Yes. As kids, cause
how do you move 22 kids?
Yes, well at the time, in I think it was 1976, when my father said, "Yo, my grandmother, Una Morgan the first, rest in peace." She said, "You need to get these kids out of Brooklyn," because it was my father have 30 kids, right? 29 still alive, and 17 sons, 13 daughters. You can imagine just 5 of them Sunday, I grew up with some, yo, what up?
Yeah, New York was tough them times,
It would be a problem, right? And even still yet, at some points, we had to adjust ourselves and use the Bible and the prayer that we grew up on every morning to balance ourselves, not to get involved in the society that we were grown up in. And so at that point, my grandmother said, move the kids them to Springfield, where it's a little more, you know, hey, Wayne, how are you? Wayne Marshall. And the accent started to change and start. So when we went home, it was patois. I said, yo, go eat your dinner, get up out of bed. So people, we used to wonder how it was a cultural match. So growing up at that time, it was like blending the whole culture thing and trying to understand who we are, maintaining who we are, and trying to evolve.
Let me ask you this. At what point did the big hit, I'll do anything for you, at what point of the journey did that come? Your father had a lot of kids them time there, or it was a small family them times?
At that time, it was maybe around 21, 22 kids at that time.
You know, Gramps, we have a theory, you know, when a parent has children, it like with every child, it's like a new vortex of blessing come through with that spirit. Because Jah knows said them youths have to eat. So it's almost like that big hit just came so that everybody could have lived all right. Life did change after that song.
Life changed a lot because to us, he was just daddy, right? So hearing it on the radio, it was just like, oh, daddy, and we see my rehearse with him band, and it's like, okay. But at the time, it wasn't a thing where it was a star thing, or we just knew that Daddy was doing his job. But for us, it started to influence us and say, yo, I want to do that, what Daddy I do. You know, even to like Jemere, I mean, I took him on tour at the Vans Warped Tour, which was a punk rock tour. And he was growing up with, you know, seeing people like bands like Good Charlotte, Newfound Glory, you know. And so you have to be careful as a parent. You can understand this as a dad, that when you turn into a parent, you're going to find a way to survive, right? And for me, growing up watching my father and then me see my son end up kind of walking the same path. Like I tell people in life, you know, we are not the designers. Our life is already set, and we are just there to walk the path. But it's already written in the universe. So when we see certain things, I walk the same path as my father, and then Jemere grew up listening to punk rock because he was on tour with me. He had the sticks of Good Charlotte drummer. And he would be like, hey, Jemere, man, hey, dude, come on, check it out. I remember the whole thing, man. So as parents, you know, it's a joy.
I got my first beating on tour from him with a drumstick.
Yes, drumstick. Wow, no, that's crazy. No, but you said something. You said it's almost like it's already written. And I feel like Morgan Heritage Story is like a testament to that, because at what point did you realize that this is not a hobby no more? Like we are creating a movement, a reggae band. It's like the Reggae Jackson 5 happening right here.
That's a good, hey, I never had that one before. All right, give it up, Wayne. that was good. When you realize when it was serious, I would say 1992, we came to Jamaica, and my dad had us rehearse as his backing band. And we always had a dream to be signed to MCA because we were watching bands like Jodeci and Bobby Brown and New Edition being signed to MCA Records. And we end up being signed to that label. That was our dream. I remember growing up in Brooklyn, and my father left with rehearse, and he went to take meetings on our behalf. And when we come outside, we done rehearse and sit on outside and wait for him to come. He said, "Oh, go inside, go rehearse." We wait for come ask him question. You get a deal? No, go rehearse. At one time we used to rehearse 12, 13 hours a day in the basement of Brooklyn. So our rehearsal regiment was no joke. It wasn't normal.
He was training the Reggae Navy SEALs.
Yes, that's a good name for it. So when we realized that it wasn't normal, that is when Sharon Burke, big up Sharon, that was the first person that got us to play on the Reggae Sunsplash stage, 1992. And we came, I remember seeing Richie Stevenson and mash up a show in Ocherios name, it was like White River Reggae Bash.
Yeah.
My God, man, show me age.
Yeah, man.
White River Reggae Bash. And Richie Stevenson was on that show, and we were on that show. And then we had Sunsplash. We played a next place named Godfathers, in a place in New Kingston. It's a prime time you're youth now. And then we played Reggae Sunsplash, the beach party. Them time the Sunsplash is a week. Wasn't on a 3 day or 4 day or 5 day. It was 7 days, I believe. And we were the opening act because we couldn't get on the main stage. After we played the beach party, there was a guy named Lee Jaffe who used to be amongst Bob Marley. And he said, "Hey, Denroy, your kids are amazing. I think I can get them a deal." And Father, at them time we were so discouraged because every day Daddy say him have a deal. And I said, "Boy, no deal yet. We don't have a record label yet." And so when Lee Jaffe came to the picture and kind of just said, "Hey, man, I think I got some executives that are coming down to see the festival." They came down, after the deal was done, they signed Barrington Levy. You know, Barrington's bossa album, I forgot the name of the album, but he had a big tune on name, Vice Versa Love, Come On, Hungry. Mystic Revealers got signed, Morgan Heritage got signed, and the Dreads got signed, and Steel Pulse got signed. We were traveling with 18 people in 1994. How do you sustain that on the road? And you're making, I remember we did a place in Greenville, North Carolina, a venue called the Cat's Cradle. You know how much tickets we sold?
How much?
0.
Ouch.
You know who the crowd was? The stage tech and the engineer.
Wow.
So it's them kind of upbringing where we know, say, we sold our oats and put in dues to understand what it's about.
There were challenges on the way.
There were challenges. So that's when we realized it was real.
Journey and even growing up as the son of a legend and in the midst of great legendary musicians, what was that like for you growing up?
Me, I was one of the kids that always wanted to be around the music. Like we used to emulate my father. Like his theme keyboard up on the left side of the stage. So every show, me up on the side of the stage. With the glasses on, I go on like my father.
Yeah.
Until it actually turned into like, yo, I really want to do this. I love being around my family. I love being in rehearsal. I said other kids want to go play outside, but me, they're sound check. I'm in the studio with them, you know what I mean? So it turned into a thing where even in school, like, I never want to be in a school because I say, yo, it's a waste of my time. I'm going to sing with my daddy on stage. You're talking about
school.
Homework and no. Yeah, so already, like, just being around the music all the time, being around my father, them, and my uncle, them, just I already knew what I wanted to do.
Let me ask you something. Is there like a moment as a kid you observing these legends that stands out to you, that really like encourage you to say, yo, I'm music, the thing there?
No, it was, they were the legends to me, you know, being around them because I already understood what they do, and I was on tour with them from 2001, Vans Warped Tour, any Europe shows, any Caribbean shows, I was with them, so. Any other, like, I found out about Steel Pulse and even Bob Marley later on, like, diving into reggae music. But before that, it was just Morgan Heritage, is just reggae for me. That was it for me.
You have, how many siblings would you have had?
Me? Yeah. I have 14.
14? Gramps, but you well on there. Gramps, you're a chip off the old block, mate.
Not too bad.
Yeah, no, not doing too bad. And you're still a young lad yourself, like, your story not done tell you. You're up on your way.
And you know what's funny about life? I'll tell you, this is a disclaimer, right here on CVM. Wayne Marshall.
Yeah.
People, every relationship I tried, even with it's my firstborn son, and it was like, my mind was set there, because at that time, you saw your father as a hero, and you want what daddy have, you say, he's a good man, he's the king of the house and running his kingdom, and you understand, say, boy, whoever, the first woman that has my first child, That's it.
Yeah.
Disclaimer right here on the cut.
Yeah.
Young men, it doesn't always work out like that.
No,
It can be a dream, and it's the first woman. Sometimes, I mean, you were blessed. God bless your wife. She's amazing. But it's not every time it works out that first woman that have your first child, it works out.
Yeah. Well, that happened to me too. Remember, my first child.
You smoke, see?
Yeah.
So you
Kindred
spirit, man.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get the reasoning, but then I follow the reasoning.
Yeah,
too.
so it's serious that as a man, you want it to work out with the first woman to have your child, but it didn't happen. So how me end up get so much is I just kept on trying.
Yeah.
And then when I met my first wife. She was the makeup artist there. Big up Carrie Lise. And she gave me some beautiful children, and we were there. And then it got to a point where sometimes in life you outgrow each other. Yeah. You know, and it's like, or you have to be mature enough to say, we did our best. Yeah. Right? And me, I'm not a quitter. I come from a football background. I was a football player. We know where it's the sweat, tears, cry, pain, broken fingers, injuries, but you have to recover. Yeah. So that's why I just kept trying.
Yeah. I get you.
See, they had a thing back in the day. My grandfather used to make like a portion for them.
Oh, don't give them the recipe.
No, you don't have to tell me the ingredients.
He used to make a drink to make special babies, babies. Right? And
Boost you up like supplicant.
Oh. So when it was my turn to have a baby now, I said, Dad, you know, some want a baby now. I said, no, son, don't do it. Don't do it. I said, what happened to the drink up breeder?
Yeah.
That was actually a toast in St. Thomas. Before we had a drink called the Gumshan.
Yeah.
So when the Gumshan make, when
stand up in a back.
Wayne Marshall, listen to me. When you get that drink there now, in St. Thomas, you know, may I tell you, man, all my father and him son them I make baby same time. That's how bad. Peter have a baby on the way, me have a baby on the way, Mojo, Luke's, Lazar, Shipe. One time I think it was like 7 women pregnant one time.
Crazy.
And we thought it was
Need
normal.
to buckle this and sell this.
Yeah, can't never say but at the time we thought these things were normal. So we're very biblical and the God of Abraham and Sarah came into the womb and it was a thing where this is how man should live. Like I said, even my father having 2 wives,
Hold on. 2 wives.
Yes, sir.
One time.
My band comes to 2 mother.
2 mother that around the house.
Yes, man. Enough spinach and dumpling.
Then right,
that's
Mark,
expensive.
and a legend, you know?
Yeah, man. Special.
A legend, you know, Jemere.
And Wayne, it wasn't an ego thing like man a gallus. It wasn't that. That's ego. That's corny. Yeah, we not do that. That's an ego, and you're gonna hurt a woman.
Yes.
But you have some woman that understand that type of lifestyle, because it's not a Jamaican thing, I'm a gallus. You have people in Dubai and in India and Africa.
African.
Yeah, guys have 16 wives, 14 wives, 5 wives. In the Islam culture, you're allowed to have 4 wives. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him, say that if you can manage 4, and if the key word is if you can manage.
Yeah. If you can manage.
Yeah.
But you realize that this is very taboo and sound weird to most people.
To most people.
Yeah.
But we grew up as Bible students and spiritual people. We read and understand, say, the natural way of man is when you say, I'm going to get married, is you have to curb that lust and that part of you have to say, you do that for her. You curb yourself. So when my father they have 2 wives, it wasn't that thing where, yeah man, it was just, my mother was in America working for the Jackson 5 at the time as a babysitter. When they would come to New York, my mother was the babysitter. Yes.
Jackson 5?
Jackson 5, yes sir.
Michael and Tito and
yes, sir.
Latoya and
That's
them?
that 5. And my mother, Ema, who's Hyacinth, was in Jamaica, come from Spanish Town. She was in Jamaica. So when my father went to America, he met my mother, and he told her the truth. He said, yo, boy, me have my big mother back at Jamaica now, so Ray, you understand, and not now come between us. My mother said, why me not a problem with it, you know? Just until when we end up move from Brooklyn to Springfield, it was Peter mother originally that was being moved to Springfield because he kind of wanted to separate them. Don't quote me on this, Ema, don't quote me on this. But Ema was moving to, which is Hyacinth, was moving to Springfield. And my mother said, well, no, left me. And she started pack up her things and moving at the truck same time.
Yeah.
And the two of them moved to Springfield, Massachusetts. And it was one family upstairs, one family downstairs. Wow. So we grew up. It sounds crazy, right? I mean, you don't see those things in this time. But you see that is a cultural thing where ego, and mind you, the Mormons in the United States, you ever see?
Of course,
they live with 5 and 6 women, 10 women, and they don't get the scrutiny where the black man get.
So, Jemere, we have to talk a little bit about you as a daddy too, because you were called Gramps from your young boy, but I him really turning in a Gramps.
Yes, sir.
Him turning in a Gramps.
Him first started. Well, actually, it was Mimi. Mimi, my first daughter was born in Jamaica. Carly's first daughter.
So you're a father now.
Yes.
So you understand that whole parenting aspect of things on a different level.
And no sleep.
And no sleep, something there.
Yeah,
and just that love and just because it's a baby girl?
It's a baby girl named Majesty.
That's awesome, bro. Give thanks, man. Yeah. Tell me something. There comes a time in your life where there's tension, father and son tension. And, you know, I don't know what it is, if it's just a thing, a rites of passage for you coming through, for want to have him way or want to do things different from even father. Have you guys ever had that little tension there?
Wow, many times.
Yeah.
Well, he can go first. You pick one.
Well, I would say probably the last time where tension was like, I think I was having a baby shower. I was having a baby shower, and Pops is a very busy man. So when you try to catch him, he's like, yeah, man, I got daddy, I got try daddy. Yeah. But then sometimes he might fly out the same day or whatever. So I said, Pops, you got that? You come at the baby shower? I said, yes, son, I'm for daddy. Like, all right. Yes, my dad is gonna be there. Like, I'm surrounded. My woman have peer aunties and cousins, peer females. So, so when you have peer females, just like, is this done? Is this done? Is this done? Yeah, so with a man's strength, I need somebody to give me some strength. So I expect my father for that to give me a little strength. Yeah. And he's like, son, I can't make it. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I have to deal with something. I have to deal with all of this man stuff by myself.
Yeah.
So that was one of the times where it was kind of like a misunderstanding. I had to cool off, and like I was vexed. I was like, yo, Pops, you know, come on, my baby shower. I'm a first baby, yo. Yo, I'm done with your dance.
Yeah, man.
But then over time, like when you get to understand as a man, it's hard to make decisions. Yeah. And hard decisions men have to make. You know what I mean? So when I got time to understand that, I say, you know, my Pops, maybe you was busy and maybe you had things that you couldn't get out of the same way me couldn't get over certain things. So as a man, you grow to have overstanding more than understanding.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously now, as a man, you have to step into your own identity.
Yes, trust me.
You know what I'm saying? And even musically too, your sound is different. It's eclectic reggae. It's not just like a typical reggae sound. You can tell that your influences are wide and varied.
Definitely.
Who are some of your influences and what is the sound that you're going for?
It's the things I've been through, like just over the years being taught by Morgan Heritage, being on the road and understanding the quality and the level of music and the legacy that I come from. It's like, yo, you can't take this for a joke. You know, I remember when I first started to dive into reggae, my father said, if you learn off of the dub plate, you know, if you learn off of the jingles, if you learn off of sing pan rhythm one time, any song, you know, those teachings was what made me who I am today.
Yeah. You had some big moments on Kabaka Pyramids album. How did you feel when you heard that he got the Grammy nod? Against the odds, by the way, because Kabaka was outside horse. Like, let's be real about it.
I knew he was gonna win.
Yeah?
Ask Damien. Damien, you know it's true.
Yeah.
And Kabaka.
Yeah, you said
I'll tell that story. I went to the studio and I heard it and I was like, that's different. Yeah. That's number one. The quality.
Yeah.
Like, Kabaka's flow. He's
lyrics.
Different. Yeah. He doesn't sound like everybody else. So when you're unique, the quality of the music is great. Damien was producing it, so it had the stamp of quality on it. Like, them man, they take music serious. And there's a handful of people that are concerned with the quality of reggae music. It's not like, say, we have Vice, I read them in the car, the front of the car, on a laptop. No. Don't do that. Don't do that to dancehall. Don't do that to reggae. Give it the best.
And you're in the camp, Ghetto Youth camp with Damien as well, doing some big works. The new tune, big tune, Sweet Love.
Sweet Love.
Sweet.
Yeah, we released some. We're working in the studio with Damien Marley right now. We released a song last year called Higher We Go. It was produced by Damien. Yeah. And we released a new single top of this year, 2025, called Sweet Love. That was produced by Riff Raff and executive produced by Ghetto Youth, Damien Marley, same way.
What you just say is your biggest tune, like the song that people would have known most from Jamaica? I have one in mind. I don't know if it's the same.
Maybe that's a grateful.
Got to be grateful. Got to be grateful. That was a thing, like
it was an anthem.
It was an anthem, yeah.
There's an everyday saying where you can say to yourself when you wake up in the morning, I'm grateful to be alive. Just starting with that alone, like that's the most thing you can be grateful for is life.
And I mean, people may not know, and I know you guys well, and I know that Uncle Peter, may God rest his soul, took a special interest in you and your talent. It was almost like, now looking back, you can say, boy, coming like, I groom him, did I groom you for full them big shoes? Because I him tell everything where him know. What you remember about Uncle Peter?
He would be the first person I would call anytime I record a song. And, you know, when he was gone, I was like, yo, who do I send the song to? Because Pops, I send it to Pops. Sometimes he's a hard critic. But Uncle Peter would guide me and say, yo, do this and do this.
It's never good.
Yeah. Always something to work on. Yeah. You know, like as a father.
Uncle Peter would guide and say, you know what? Yeah, you use too much words. Use these first 4 bars and repeat it again. That's the chorus, simplicity. And it would change my whole entire world. So when I'm gone, it was like, what do I do now? And over the years, like since I've been touring with Heritage, I would be the one to go in soundcheck and rehearse theme. A soundcheck theme on the days you feel hoarse or don't want the soundcheck.
Really? Oh, so okay.
Yeah, so over time, to see myself come sing lead for Morgan Heritage now and do these royal duties is like, it's like, wow, all those times I was doing soundcheck, all those times I was in rehearsal singing, unknowingly, it was coming like I was training.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
and it's funny where like I need to hear him say that I remember in the sound checks, but I remember even in the last days of Peter's life, and we was trying to figure out, you know, because at some point we realized that he's gonna need some rest, right? And rehabilitation. And he looked at Mojo and said, yo, Jemere time, no? And we was like, you know, what are you talking about? Jemere time, I was putting a Jemere. Mind you, Jemere was there the whole time. And so a line like that resonates in my brain often. Like, did he know?
There was a moment in time when I felt like Morgan Heritage were going in different directions. And you guys came out and said, we're doing solo projects and stuff. I got scared as a fan. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, is this the end of the Heritage? What was happening?
Here we go, another band breaking up.
No, but you know what them say, 7 different brothers, 7 different minds. And you kind of know that even though it's family, everybody have them own little path and them own little journey where them depend on what things that them want to do, individually and personally. So what was going on behind the scenes?
I'll give you the exclusive, breaking right here in the cut. We were in Paris. We had a show. Who was on that show? Buju Banton. I couldn't wait because I was like, you see the bridge, but you know, you're on tour, you get to and you say, I would have on a festival there.
Yeah.
That festival, it was a big venue, I forgot the name of it. But Alpha Blondie was on that show, Buju was there, Anthony B was on that show, and I think Mr. Vegas. Heads High Hot. We do an incredible show. It was great. And Buju was going on next. And my father said, you see why I just witnessed the item have to do some solar project one day. I was like, them time they were chant, we had drink lead soup and eat steel crackers. So you know, I said, no, we are deal with that.
Yeah.
When me say we are drink.
Yeah.
lead soup and steel crackers.
What name so?
Nothing. But this is just, it's just the militancy.
Yeah.
You know what I say? Yo, my lord, lion partner. You remember that era there? Which I thought was pop because it was just like, what's the real deal? Because that's not being done anymore.
Yeah.
My lord, my lord. Remember those days?
Yeah.
Where's the lords?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that during that period, it was a certain militancy. So when my father said it, he was like, but he was the visionary. He knew what he saw on that show because it was so dynamic. You saw Mojo with the rapping. Mojo different from Peter. You saw Una was just like the butterfly. I play her keyboard and was like, yeah, you don't have to drink to be. And she was like this little one female on the stage. It was different. It was like, when is she gonna do a solo project? So my father looked upon it as the architect, like, we name Joe Jackson of the Jackson 5 family. And I said, yes, I am. This is going to be the next thing. So when he said it to us, we had drink lead soup and eat steel crackers, because militancy, Morgan heritage for life. And that's why you hear me say on certain song, Morgan heritage till the year 3000 and beyond. To make it no serious, because we take it very it's a Rasta thing. I'm sorry. It's a Rasta thing, where we just take music militant. So at the time, it was like, okay, Daddy did say that. And about 6 years later, we sat down as a family and said, what's next? You're at the top of the charts, everything, every album, #1 on Billboard. How do you challenge yourself and become better? Together, we know we're strong. We know what that is. We know what that is. When it went from 8 to 5, I know we say, how do we make it stronger and prepared for Jemere and Coac and Saba and Onida and
Priel
and Estimo and all these are the next generation of Morgans that we don't see yet. We're here. It's coming. So it's like, okay, what's next? So the first thing we started to do was say, we've always shared our talent in producing other acts. Where a lot of people don't remember the Morgan Heritage Family and Friends series when we were producing Jaja City, producing XRBA with Buju Banton, Bounty Killer, Guns in the Ghetto. Like, people, but we didn't have social media. It wasn't a strong thing back then. So it was from that time my father sowed the seed and said, one day you're not going to do a solo project. But we said, you're born daddy, you had no break up.
I realized that you had an experience a few years ago with one of your sons.
Yes, sir.
Where he had to remove 38% of his brain. Is that number right?
Yes, sir. 30% of his brain.
Somebody can survive?
Yes, sir.
He's a survivor now.
He's a survivor.
He's a thriver now.
Thriving. 9 years old.
Please give me a little bit of background into that story and tell me a little bit about your wife and her field of study and what she does, because she's a woman on a mission.
Yes. Well, my wife is Dr. Annabelle Manalo Mag, and she, during the time when our first child she conceived our first child, and this was during the time of the Grammys in 2015, she was pregnant, and the Grammys, we realized we got nominated, and everything was fine. Another baby as usual. Here we go, taking it for granted. A woman is pregnant. Wow. And we're, that's why when a woman pregnant, don't take it for granted, our brothers. Nurture her, take care, rub our belly and give her some greens. Baby, here will come out pretty. You're welcome. So, during that time, it was like, okay, we kind of tense, and because when a woman have a baby, you don't know what's gonna happen because she's facing death's door. Then Macaria was born, having over 200 seizures a day, uncontrollable. My wife is a scientist, her being from Vanderbilt University in Tennessee. She went into the laboratory and created a formula for my son that saved his life. They had to cut out 38% of his brain, remove it in order to make the brain stop having seizures. What do you say to a doctor when he comes in and says, well, the only way that we can stop these seizures is to remove a portion of the brain. We don't know how much, but we'll continue to slice until the brain stops. So they would cut the brain, put on these nodes to see what kind of brain activity is taking place. And during the time I'm celebrating my first Grammy nomination as Morgan Heritage, I had some with India Ari and I won with Buju Banton before. And I'm like, The surgery took like 9 or 10 hours. I don't remember. Several blood transfusions during the surgery. And
that must have been so risky, that surgery.
Come on, because anything could have happened. Yeah. During that time, we were in the hospital every day, and this young man, right, man, when you talk about big brother, like going through that, I mean, there were siblings there, and the members of Margaret just say, yo, you're all right, you know, just calling up, but him be dead there with me. Really? And I hold it down with him, other 2 siblings them in the house, and then the neighbors in the neighborhood would bring, hey, we have an apple pie for you. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, right? They're like, you want some pie? And Jemere was at the house by himself with the 2 baby, all a braid here, and just to get the kids them to school, and the neighbors would come and bring pasta and salad, and was like, Kim, is there anything that we can do? I'm like, what a levity. Yeah. But what the formula my wife created was made from cannabis, from a CBD oil. Out of that, and if you see Macari walk through the door right now, you would be like...
Brightest thing in the room.
You would be like, no way. And even sometimes we forget and realize that he's still a bad kid, right? That kids are going to be bad.
Of course.
And we have to take time and realize, say, he's still missing 38%. Although he might go on bad and he might sing, and remember, I'm still have an ailment. So that part of my life, man, that's why you look on people who in a year, say, man, say, why you don't know where people are go through.
You see, man, because we don't know. And we saw you at the Grammys, we never know. Yeah, but you see, it's the same high and then that low, and then we're high again now. It's like a redemption story for the ages.
Yes.
Hey, that's not normal. But then even, I take it another level too. For cannabis to be the thing.
Right, which is taboo.
Which is taboo, right. but which Rastaman have advocated for over the years. And here it comes now. The scientific element of it meets the religious sacrament of it, and still doing magical medicinal wonders for the world. That must have represented a whole different thing.
Remember, I'm not smoking them. I'm not smoke ganja. Never have, never will. Don't need it.
Never have.
Don't smoke weed. Disclaimer, don't smoke weed.
Really?
Don't smoke weed. It's just nowadays that's an experiment with alcohol. I'm like, hey, come on, cheers, Wayne.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's not like, yo, man, boss, I'm getting this bud's for you, man.
Yeah.
No, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
Me and Peter never smoke.
But you always the kind of vibes on the sea, so it's like, it's
God,
life.
man, God, life.
High on life,
Put on 2 steam fish and make me enjoy with self and play some music. Life is my high. And music, when we rehearse, even when we come off a show, when we used to tour as Morgan, I'm strip down and take off all my clothes and just like steam. I come out of my body. It's like, and my father used to say, make him cool down. But my spirit gets so high. Yeah. When you sing certain songs, your spirit gets high. When you talk about Jah Works. Some of them songs, only our European fans will understand what I'm talking about. And Jemere will understand when you see people get high in the stage and people roll up in their head. Jamaican and see Morgan heritage like that, you know. I remember when we are performing, there's a 60-minute set, 45 minutes. What? You're robbing the people.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours and more, sir.
Ooh. Easily.
It's
easy.
And then more me comes in that.
Yes. You ever go find the way in the portion? You ever go find back the portion of the gumption?
Yes, the gumption and CBD.
We make him get through this.
Messiah CBD.
The man them take a thousand song catalog and say, yeah, man.
Here you go.
Sing this for your uncle.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. And the pitch.
And the pitch.
No, he was. I mean, even just the period. The healing period. I remember going on the Love and Harmony cruise and Joey Buttafuoco invite me and Buju was there and said, let's come cool out. Because I was at a point like, man, I'm done with music. You know, I got Grammys, toured the world, boom, boom, and now my best friend gone. What's next? Yeah. And you're like, got a Grammy nomination as a solo artist in my country reggae album, Positive Vibration. So it was like, what is there left to do? And then Peter gone? Like, what? And then when him dream me, when I went to the Philippines and dream me, I'm gonna give this to you, exclusive here. And he said to me in the dream, you know when Jamaican and Caribbean people say, me dream him last night, you dream somebody that passed away, it's like a special thing. And hopefully they would come to a message. And we spoke about these days, say, yo, now come check you as a ghost, you know, if me pass now, I go talk me picnic them and come mash up them house when them, you know, we talk these things.
Of course.
And here it is, it's my reality. And he wouldn't dream me. Days after him, then I'm like, yo, I need to get away. I never want to come to Jamaica. I never want to go nowhere. I was just in Tennessee, hide off in the bush. And when I went to the Philippines, and I tell you, say, I sit down on it. I remember going to sleep and I'm like, when this man I go dream me and tell me what to do. And I'm in the Philippines and I just get the dream. And Peter, it was like we were in Europe and everybody I said, where Peter there, where Peter there? It's the first time I'm telling this story on camera. And where I said, where Peter there, where Peter there? And Anne-Marie, which is one of our Kenyan sisters, she said, where's your brother? You need to go find the bandits on the stage. I run outside. When I go outside, a hymn that me see in our jersey, I always used to wear, we say Rasta on it. And I say, wow, when I look for me, if I'm a good man. I say, yo, come and go do the show, brethren. And mind you, I'm in this dream and I'm like, yes, me see him, finally see him. We walk him into the stage, we go backstage, get on the stage, boom, boom, stage, show I go on. About the third song or fourth song in, him come to me over to my keyboard side, because you know, me up on the left, him there on the middle and say, yo, my belly hurt me. I say, what? And I say, one more song, we'll do our next song. Him there and fight through the pain and I come back and say, yo, belly. And him start bend over like this. Now the middle of the set, you know? And him a bend over and me, I hold him like this. And him just look up to me like this and smile and say, go on, go finish the show, man. Go on, go finish the show. And I jump up, I look to my wife, I say, me just dream Peter, we have to finish the show. And I start crying. And that was the first time I dreamed him. So when I came back from the Philippines, I was like, Jemere,
the show must go on.
Whip him into shape. Because I remember what he said at Jemere time now, which we never understand, like, what do you mean at Jemere time? And he was in the studio working on some stuff with Kabaka at the time. So it was hard, man, to accept this and understand, say, because we all could have get a job out at the airport, right? And live with what I've done and say, I've done a lot that people are still to discover. But when he said, go finish the show, so coming from the Philippines and then coming back and then we'll say, Jemere, we have to get him together. And we say, how are we going to continue? And Jemere said, boy, Dads, I mean, you can ask him how he feel about that. But it was like, we had to prepare him for it because Peter is not a normal singer you're just going to replace overnight. Like,
I don't want to ask what's next because that's like the most cliche interview question you can ask.
Tomorrow's
what's now?
next.
What's now? What's now? And that will dictate what's next.
So right now, we're just focusing on in my solo album, which is the upcoming album with Damian Marley. We're in the studio working on these songs. Hopefully, we should have an album out by 2025, along with switching my caps and touring with the family this summer in Europe. Yeah, we have Reggae Land UK.
And disclaimer real quick, he is not the new lead singer of Morgan Heritage. He's just performing his royal duties.
Right, as a man.
We just say, Jimmy, fill this gap. So when he's available, we say, yo, let's go do a tour.
Right.
So just a disclaimer right here on the cut.
Yeah,
sir.
Man. So yeah, just performing this summer with the family, doing some big festivals. But mainly just working on this album is the main focus right now, making sure that we have the best quality music, the best message, and the best feeling for this, to put out this,
All while trying to be the best baby daddy that you can be.
Try life.
Yo, look at man. No, I give thanks. I give thanks for the Morgans. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you have the Mitchells, you have the Marleys, the Morgans, the McGregors.
All the M's.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's Ring, you know.
I've been studying this part, that thing for a long time, and it's crazy. It's like McGregor, Marley, Myrie, Marshall, Morgan, and I'm like, who's designing this thing?
Yeah, man.
Stop all right.
Tell you, bro.
Yes,